Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with CandiWare, and today we're going to be making Mimikyu. Hi everyone! So welcome if you're new to my channel, or welcome back to all of my wonderful subscribers. And like I mentioned, today is Mimikyu. So I made him out of Polymer Clay, and I made this time into a little figure because I thought it would be kind of fun to make it a little bit larger so you could see all of the detail. Now this is a wonderful collab with a whole bunch of YouTube friends of mine, crafty YouTubers, and myself. We decided it would be super fun to do a Pokemon theme. So in light of Pokemon Go and soon to come out, Pokemon Sun or Moon. So yeah, this little guy took me about 40 minutes to make, I think, and it did take me a little bit longer, but that's just because I was being a super stickler about a couple things. But I definitely had a lot of fun making this little guy, so I hope you will make him with me. So let's get started!
A list of all the tools are in the description box below. So I found that my clay was a little too soft to work with, so what you see there is me keeping my clay in a piece of paper overnight, and that ends up leaching away some of the extra oil to make it a little bit easier to work with. So now I'm just rolling out different sections, so I'm just figuring out how much clay I have to work with. So I've got the 2 ears and the body that I'm shaping. You're also going to need a round head at some point, but first I'm going to be working with the body. So I'm making a log with a more smaller top and then flattening out the bottom. From there I rolled out also the head, and I find with lighter colors of clay I need to use rubbing alcohol to just clean away any little bits of dust. After that I'm going to be working with the ears, so you're going to work with teardrop shapes, and you're just going to shape that until you're happy with the look. After that you're going to take some black clay, and you're going to kind of roll it into the same shape that you had already made, and then cut out a triangle so that you can fit the yellow in. You're going to do that for both of them. This is his ears. So you're just going to roll out the extra and then cut that off. And you want to have a bit of an extra black bit so that you have a lot to work with, and then it doesn't really matter if you need to cut off some excess. So from there I am just pinching on the top of his ear to his head, and then you're just going to get that all secured and flushed out. And now I'm just using some of my rubber tools here to just shape his ears because they're kind of zigzagging, and you're just going to kind of make it go zigzag a couple times and then cut off the excess. So I like to put in a little indent for where I'm going to be getting it to turn, and then using some of my other tools to just flush it out. So as you can see there, indent, push it over, and then I'm using some of my other smaller tools to just get the shape to hold a little bit more, and then cut off the excess. And then just going to take that little bit that you have left there and then just pinch it closed until you get a nice point on it. And that is for his right ear. Then you're going to be placing on the next ear. This one is a bit more droopy, so once you have the clay flushed out and onto the ear, or onto the head, then you're going to just get this one to be a little bit more flopsy, I'm going to say, than the other one, and I used a more rounded tool for this. And then you just cut off the excess, and then just close up the bottom of that, round it up. I should say make it to a point. And there you have his ears. Now we're going to be making his wooden tail, so I just rolled out a flat piece of clay, and then you're going to just follow what I have here with the top portion is a little bit longer than the bottom half, and then the vertical lines down, and then the horizontal again, until you have 3 tiers, and then you just cut off the excess. I later on added in a little bit of kind of wood knot kind of look with a toothpick, and I didn't show this on camera, but just to give you an idea, with like little swirls and knots on it to make it look a little bit more like wood. After that, you're going to be taking the body and just cutting out small little triangles from the very base, and you're going to do this around the whole body. And this is what it looks like when you're done. From there, we're going to roll out some black clay. So I like to squish it in my fingers first, and then using something to roll it out. And then using an Exacto knife to pull it up off of the table, just so it's easier later on to work with. And then place it down again very gently, so it's not really holding onto the table. And then from there, we're going to be doing the same thing that we did to the yellow portion, but it's going to be larger, and you're going to invert it, so any place that you had made an incision to begin with, that's kind of where you want the points to be. And then you're just going to flush that out a little bit, make sure it's secure. And then we're going to place on his head. And this portion can be a little bit tricky. I'm taking everything off the table so I can lift it to show you. And now we're going to do the same thing that we did with his ears and just secure the neck together. After that, we're going to be placing on his tail, and like everything else, just using a tool to hold it in place. So I'm really liking these plastic tools right now to help me out with this kind of work. You definitely don't need anything like this if you don't have it at home, it's alright. From there, I'm just rolling out a really small snake, and I'm going to be taking some pieces of clay and adding on his eyes. So these are actually going on the belly of the Mimikyu. And once you're done that, you can just shape it to make sure it's where you want it to be a little bit more. And then after that, it's time to bake it according to your clay's instructions. From there, I am just taking a pencil and I'm going to be drawing on the facial features, just in case if I don't like what I have there, I can take it away. So it's a lot easier than putting on some paint. So his mouth, his cheeks, and his eyes. Then from there, I'm going to be taking some black clay with a very, very, very thin brush. The thinnest you can find, you're going to be painting on his face. So I started with his mouth. I realized later on that I could actually be a little bit lighter with my brush strokes, which I was for his eyes. But yeah, so I started with his mouth, and then I worked with his eyes, so this is where I'm going a little bit lighter. And just take your time with this, and then you do both eyes, and then we're doing his cheeks. So the eyes were kind of like in cylinder motions, and then his cheeks were more just little lines. And then once that's dry, you can add on some gloss. I added on some Sculpey gloss glaze, and there you have it. Oh, he's not completely dry here, but you get the idea. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check out everyone else's video. And up in the corner here, I've got my cupcake DIY and also my Etsy link. And don't forget to find all my other links down in the description box below. Bye, everyone!